WWE fans, welcome to another great edition of the Backstage Jabronis. He is Daniel Snyder. I am Jeremy York. We are the Backstage Jabronis here to talk all things WWE. I was going to make some hand signals, but I couldn't remember if I'm reversed or not in this camera, so I didn't want it to look really weird. But before we get into it, because there's a bunch of fun things to get into, how are you, bud?
I'm a little under the weather. I don't know if you can tell by the voice, but I'm good enough to be going to work today, apparently.
I understand. I woke up with some sort of sinus thing going on too that I've been trying to shake the entire morning. See, that's how good a tag team partners we are, is that we didn't even see each other yesterday and we both seem to have the same thing.
Yep, we carry everything. Titles too.
Absolutely. Uh, um, man, let's all right. You want to start Cena tournament? You want to save that for last?
Let's start seeing it because it was a lot of interesting things happened. Did you watch SmackDown last night?
No, I was going to, and then I remembered we had not done this show, so I decided to watch something else instead.
Okay. So, oh shit. The
I say
previous,
that the last two quarterfinals or whatever should have been last night, right? Or the
I
last
believe
maybe
so. It
maybe
was
it was maybe this sets up the quarters.
it should because I think after last night, um, there's now eight. But
Okay, so
Monday,
now we are to the quarters.
last Friday and this previous Monday, we got to see two people that we haven't seen in a while back in WWE. And my thing is, are they back for good?
No, Cam
Woo,
Scattaboo
woo.
is just there because he's not playing football. He's not a part of the show.
I was hoping he was back. Yeah, we had a
Although
woo, woo, woo.
apparently Finn Balor caught him with a pretty good forearm. So outside of his banged up foot that did not get further injured because that would have been a really big problem.
That would have been
Apparently
devastating.
apparently Finn got him pretty good on that initial launch he did.
Hey, you could
But
tell
no,
it was pro. So
yeah. Well, and that one comedian that was not part of his group that jumped in on the side there, he was the one in the
he did
front.
a nice
He was
little
the one
push
egging
on
on most
JD.
of it.
He pushed JD off of hard.
Well, JD's also one of the best sellers.
Yes, he is. Yes. Speaking of the best sellers, Dolph Ziggler, is he back for good?
No.
So these are just one-offs, huh?
As far as I know, yes. But because TNA and WWE have that working relationship, it was really easy for him to just walk across the bridge onto the different terminal. Same thing with the other one you're going to bring up in Zack Ryder. I have called him by his government name for so long
Woo,
recently that
woo,
it took me
woo.
a minute to remember.
Yeah, so
Didn't we predict these?
I kind of feel I don't know if it was I think we did talk about Zack Ryder. I don't remember either of us talking about Dolph though.
I know I got asked a lot on Facebook, and people put out who's going to be the opponent. Everybody was going everywhere else, and I just all I did was put a gif of Dolph like going, and I said I don't know. It just feels like it's going to be Dolph Ziggler, and it was. And I
It
thought
was good to see him.
they got massive pops. Both of them were just over the
Man,
moon about everybody loved them being back. Even the people in the back were, and I thought their matches were just spectacular. Guy who did had them wrote down. Solo and Dolph. I thought was great. We got to see a little bit more Solo than we normally do, and Dolph Ziggler was running him around everywhere.
I don't know if it was you or somebody else or something I just seen, but WWE needs to not drop the ball and needs to go ahead and put LA Knight and Zack Ryder together and have the team Knight Rider.
There's
That's
been a
that's
bunch
that's
of people online to say that, and
yeah.
I
That is a nice tag team. Maybe that could be a way for LA to get a world title in a tag team title. But hey, I mean that'd be a nice. I think it'd be neat. But yeah, Dolph, I feel like yes, Solo was very we seen more Solo, but that has a lot to do with Dolph Ziggler, bro. This
Yep.
man could wrestle a broom, and the broom would look like a superstar.
Not just look, the broom would be the superstar.
I feel like Dolph versus JD would be people bouncing around and nobody hitting anybody.
Yeah. And that's the crazy thing is you brought up LA Knight, and I completely was trying to remember. I was looking through the notes, trying to remember who Zack Ryder went against, and it was LA Knight, who got a
LA
great
Knight.
win
Yeah.
in front of a great opponent. I mean, I saw Matt Cardona a month ago at the NWA tapings, and I've seen him all over everywhere else. I've seen him on TNA recently and all that, and then I mean, you kind of tipped me off that was happening because I didn't see SmackDown live, but still, I couldn't
Yeah. I
wait.
hate
I
to get
couldn't
the
wait
woo
to
woo.
see it because it needed to happen, and that they would go make them go back to their WWE names. I thought was even funnier.
But you couldn't bring them in under their real names or their outside of WWE names because that's not licensed. And WWE's got
Right.
to make their money.
Yep. Well, because
Do we have
apparently
a
Zack
Zack
Ryder has
Ryder
a
and a
whole new line of T-shirts coming out through WWE now, and you're like, really?
but do we have a Zack Ryder and a Dolph Ziggler wrestler soon released again? That'd be nice. I'd pick them up.
It's it's possible. You could see anything.
I could see the Zack Ryder and LI being woo woo. Yeah, that would be it'd be interesting.
It would be that that would be fun. And like I said, everybody enjoyed Dolph as well. And the good thing is you didn't bring these outsiders, these returning outsiders, to demolish somebody you have established on the roster. Both
Yeah. Yes.
LA Knight and Solo still got the win. It was still believable. You had your chances where you thought they might lose, but the whole time I said these two guys are just back for one night.
And that's the sale. I'd like to see him back for a little bit longer, but we'll see. The dude that went against Gunther, not a bit. Remember, I said I wasn't a big fan, but I was very impressed. He showed out. What's his name?
Javon Evans,
Jamar Evans or something? Yeah.
Javon. Yep.
Um, it was a great, it was a great match, and it helped Gunther strong again. I don't want to see Gunther versus John Cena though. I'm not one to see that. That's
I'm torn because usually I'm not a chalk guy when it comes to wrestling. I might do it a lot with sports just for the sake of shows sometimes because nobody likes going chalk either. Almost since this began, you keep thinking maybe it's Gunther, maybe it's Gunther. It looks like Gunther. So who is left in it? I didn't get a chance to pull it up. So we know
you
LA
got.
Knight, Solo, Jay Uso, who
I'll
had a
pull
big
it up.
win over the Miz. I thought for sure the Miz was going to win that, and
I did
you got
too.
Gunther. I don't know the winners of the matches last night, but there are four more in it. Let's see.
I will tell you now. All right. It is Jay Uso, LA Knight, Penta, Carmelo
Oh,
Hayes. Um Rusev. No,
that's
Rusev got
right.
beat by Jay Uso. Uh
Yeah. Oh, updated tournament bracket. Maybe
look at the
somebody's got
bracket.
it.
Solo versus Penta is going to be a next round match. It's on Monday. Gunther versus Carmelo Hayes. So there goes Gunther. LA Knight versus The Miz. That's already what? Miz didn't win.
No. All right. From what I got, the people that are still in it: Rusev, Sheamus, Jey Uso, LA Knight, Solo Sikoa, and Gunther. You watched last night. So did Carmelo beat Bronson Reed?
Yes.
And
But
who
Jey
won
Uso
between
beat Rusev
Penta and
in
Finn
the
Balor?
semifinals.
Because we should be down to 8. So if Carmelo's in, oh, here we go. Got the actual matchup. So
Okay,
on
okay, okay. Here
Raw,
you go. Sheamus was replaced by The Miz.
Why was Sheamus replaced?
I don't know. That's saying it says on the November 21st live edition of SmackDown, Carmelo Hayes, thanks to Cody Rhodes and Penta, advanced to the quarterfinals. On the taping afterwards, LA Knight defeated The Miz, who replaced Sheamus in the tournament, to advance to the semifinals. Additionally, Jay Uso defeated Rusev. So I'm giving spoilers here, guys. Guess I should have said
Yeah,
before all that. So
yeah,
it's
because
so
I'm looking that next Friday or that the Monday and the Friday coming up here. You're gonna get Solo versus Penta, who you said won. You're gonna get Gunther versus Carmelo. You're gonna get LA Knight versus Jay, and you're gonna get Rusev versus Sheamus. But if Sheamus got hurt or something, because the last time we saw Sheamus, he was in that 6-man tag with Ray and Cena.
yes, yes. For some reason, he was took out the quarterfinals, and um, so they mixed up for SmackDown, which has already been filmed. I'm guessing it's already been filmed because it's after Thanksgiving. They're like, hey, let's go ahead and film this. So apparently, LA Knight ends beating The Miz to go for Sheamus, and Jay Uso beats Rusev. So that sets up LA
Oh, so they
Knight to
shook him up
verse
then.
either, huh?
They shook him up because according to mine, it should have been LA Knight and Jay Uso, and it should have been Rusev and Sheamus. So they
Yeah, I
swapped
think
those
they
up.
shook him up because Sheamus got hurt. Yeah.
Okay.
So it's either going to be LA Knight versus Solo or Penta, and it's going to be Jey Uso versus Gunther or Carl Hayes. Actually, I think we've seen LA Knight versus Gunther yet.
See, LA Knight to me is the dark horse in this entire thing because if you're talking about somebody that needs that extra bump on the end of being Cena's last opponent, whether you win or not doesn't matter. Because everybody thinks Cena's going to go out on top, but what if he doesn't? And then because a lot of people think he's going to put over whoever it is, and I was like, I don't think the win or the loss matters. It's who is Cena's last opponent.
I seen something funny. It said that after Cena's last match, like maybe he loses, and Joe Hendry comes out and he says, "Give me one more match, give me one more, or like give me the your last match." And Joe Hendry lays down and lets him get the pin. Um, Joe Hendry's is he still over as much as he was? Yeah, because he fell off a lot. Do you know?
Well, he had a lot of hype. It was almost a Tim Tebow thing where his hype was way more than where he was developmental wise. And it's not saying he was far behind or something, but it started to catch up because of the way TNA wasn't really booking him towards the end of his contract. WWE actually bought out the back end of the contract so that he could come over and sign because foregone conclusion. But that's why I think Hendry is not even considered in all this, and you know it's going to be Dom that's actually taking on Cena next weekend. It's because Hendry's not ready. If Hendry was a little bit further along, then him and Cena would make so much sense. But he's not ready for that. It would be like if we picked, I mean, honestly, one of the NXT guys, because Javon was honestly of all the NXT guys, it was either going to be Javon Evans, Obafemi, or Trick Williams. It was going to be one of those three. Nobody else to me is up on that high enough. Well, maybe Ricky Saints or maybe Ethan Page, but beyond those five, there's nobody else down there that was going to be close enough where the gap wasn't going to be massive between Cena and them. That's why we got Javon Evans in the tournament. And
So
that's why they put him against Gunther so that they're like, hey, you know what? Javon, go out there and have fun. He's going to chop you down like a tree, but, you know, he's going to let you get your stuff in.
yeah, and he did. We found
And, you
out
know, he's only like
also while
20
watching.
or 21.
Yeah, you can tell he's young. We found out also while watching Raw that Cena's Survivor Series match will be a rematch against Dom.
Yep.
And I'm going to be to give the title back to Dom. I think they only put title on Cena so he would be a grand champion. I'm telling you, Dom gets the title back at Survivor Series.
You're trying to tell me that Eddie's bouncing baby boy is just going to waltz back in his hometown and win a match versus John Cena?
Yes.
All right, spoiler alert for next week. I got John Cena retaining that title, and he's either going to take it into retirement or he's going to drop it to whoever his last opponent is. That's what I think. I've thought that for a month. That, because remember earlier in the summer,
So
I
you
said,
think he's
what
going
if
to drop the
Cena
title to
carries
his?
this world title all the way to the end? He said he was going to be the last champion. What if he takes, it doesn't matter which belt, it could be the hardcore belt at this point. R-Truth could bring it back. Cena could beat him on the way out and take it with him. I mean, he just says he's the last great champion or the last something champion. So why wouldn't he do it with the
The
Intercontinental?
last
Maybe they
real
repackage
champion.
it.
It's the last real.
Maybe they repackage the Intercontinental title and make it do like AEW does and make it a national title. Or I don't know. It could be anything.
I just feel like they wanted, that was the one title he didn't have.
Mm-hmm.
He'd never gotten. They put it on him. And he needed an opponent for Survivor Series that made sense. That's his opponent, and he gets the title.
But it's
Thanks
too
to
obvious.
it is, but does WWE not be obvious all the time?
Most of the time when it's too obvious, they do the opposite. Because usually if we agree on a bunch of picks, we know one of us needs to shake it up because it's just not going to go that way. But I've thought the whole time, ever since he won it from Dom, and everybody says, oh, well, is he going to get his rematch? And I said, I don't know if he will or not. And if he does, what are the chances that John Cena beats him again?
I just don't see it happening.
I don't know. I feel like Cena's going to win next weekend. And maybe something changes before we put official picks on it. We got to figure out next week's schedule anyway. But
We'll probably be filming on Tuesday night.
right, that should be all right.
Because Wednesday I close, Thursday is Thanksgiving. I mean, we might could pull a Thanksgiving night one. Friday I got to work, and Saturday I got to work, and Sunday I got to work.
Yeah, next week you are laying the Mac down on the
Taco
great
Mac, yeah.
patrons around you, laying the Mac down.
In Douglasville now, guys. Come see your boy in Taco Mac.
Oh, you're finally over there now?
Yeah,
That's awesome.
yeah.
Maybe we need to figure out how to do one of these shows there one day.
That would be so cool, bro. We could do that.
Maybe you know
There's
somebody?
a whole area.
There is. I
Um,
don't think I ever actually did a show there, but it's a place that I scouted because there are shows I've done in the past that I've done on the road and done at different restaurants and establishments, and that's one that I was like, I feel like we could make this happen.
yeah, I could get them just in the far corner on the other side, and it's a whole round table, and it actually work out good.
Oh, a round table. Maybe we could get a guest.
That'd be nice. Have them in there between us. That would be nice. So since we've talked the John Cena tournament,
Yeah.
wait, let's do a super early who we think's gonna be the person that goes against. This early. We'll know more
Okay.
as the week's gone. I'm going.
Make two. Make
I
your
gotta
make
go
your
with my guy.
primary and your
Yeah.
backup.
Okay, my primary is yeah, and my backup. Man, I want it to be
Well,
Carmelo
the problem
Hayes
is,
so bad.
don't
I
we
feel
know
like
the
he needs
final
it worse
six or
than me.
the final four now? Because you said because of that.
We know the final six. Yeah, we know the final
Okay.
six are
All right.
Gunther, Solo, Penta, and Carmelo, LA, and Jay.
Okay.
I'm going LA with my back. I want my backup to be Carmelo so bad. I know it's going to be Gunther. That's going to be your final match.
Okay.
LA versus Gunther.
Okay.
I mean, that's going to be that's going to be your final match.
Okay. Ultimately, with LA going over, according to you.
I hope.
I like that. Like I said, I think of all those, he's the one who needs to bump the most because maybe that's the last little pedestal to pop him back up where he was before they actually put him there when he was getting so popular. I mean, more than Jay with this stuff even. He was so over, but they just didn't elevate him fast enough. Maybe that's that last bump. I think they both know each other, kind of both from the California scene years ago. I think they know each other decently well. They just haven't interacted much. So my thing is too is how much of this did Cena actually get input on, or is he just
I
going,
think
I don't
all of
care,
it.
pick somebody?
I think all of it. I think he's there for it all. I think he's handpicking his opponent, and that's just it is what it is.
Okay, so you said it's Knight, it's Jay, it's Solo, it's Gunther, Rusev, and Penta, right?
No, no, not Rusev, Carmelo and
Oh,
Penta.
Carmelo and Penta. I don't think it's Carmelo. They've
I don't either,
tried.
but I
I
want it to be.
ever since they moved him up, it just has not worked, and I don't know why. They've tried different ways. It just for some reason they almost need to put Trick Williams with him again. But the problem is the Trick is actually bigger than Carmelo right now, so you'd have to flip their dynamic, and I don't know if he'd go for that.
Here's a
But
spoiler alert. I got another spoiler alert.
okay,
I feel that it won't be Jay because I think the finals match will be at Survivor Series. Or is that too early? Because December 3rd is the actual match, right? That's the last match. And that's the
no,
weekend after
no,
Survivor
the
Series.
final is Monday, December 8th on Raw. Oddly
So when
enough,
is
oddly enough, Cena won't be there for that. The
so
semifinals
when's his last match?
are Monday Night Raw, December 1st, and Friday SmackDown, December 5th.
Okay. So when's his last match? I thought it was like the third. I thought it was like a, but I guess I'm
No,
wrong.
it's the 15th, right? No, it's not a Monday
Okay.
Night Raw. It's a Saturday. So see if that's the
The
15th,
13th. It's the
13th,
13th.
13th.
Yeah, that's why I got used when it third type. Okay. All right. Well, I mean, I just feel like with Jay, which was about into the games with Jay being in War Games, I just feel that's letting you know he's going to lose. But go ahead. I interrupted your pick.
Oh no, you're good. I'm torn because I like the LA Knight pick. I think it makes the most sense, but for the sake of being different, and I don't want to go chalk with Gunther because I think the more we think it's Gunther, the more it's not. Um, honestly, Solo and John Cena would be really, really good because Solo wrestles a lot like Umaga, and Umaga and John Cena used to tear the place up. And Solo wrestles way more like that uncle, the same way that Zillafatu, who is Umaga's kid, wrestles way more like some of the other ones. Like when you follow the bloodline, most of the time they wrestle more like uncles and cousins than they do their actual fathers or mothers as it comes through. It's kind of crazy how it works. But um yeah, a lot of people think it's Jay too, and I don't. I That would bump him back up, but I think you're wasting the opportunity with Knight if you're going to do that. Not Carmelo. Penta is not on a high enough trajectory right
Yeah,
now.
it doesn't make sense for Penta for me.
If
Yeah.
he had won a third more matches than he has up until this point and been more on a high rise, it'd make a lot of sense. But he's in this tournament for filler. It's like putting Kofi Kingston in the elimination chamber. He's just there to jump off of stuff. I don't think he's going to win it. Um,
I'm still with you. Okay, this looked like you froze
yeah,
for a
yeah, yeah.
second, but I was
You froze for a second too. That's why I was like, I don't know what's about to happen.
yeah, we were still
Um,
go.
yeah, I kept talking regardless. Hopefully they heard it.
Yeah, you did. You
Um,
could be hurt.
let's see.
Well, it's a hard one for you, huh?
Yeah, because well, like I said, I'm trying to be different because I agree about the LA Night one, but
Now
I
remember,
don't.
this, but this is the super early pick. This is the super early pick. It could change as the
Yeah,
stuff goes.
But as of right now, what I would like to see, I'll go by that. What I would like to see, I'm going to agree with you that Gunther is the fallback, the default pick. Um, I would honestly, I talked myself into it with that analysis a while ago. I would like to see Solo Sikoa versus John Cena because think about what that
Okay.
does. Right now, he's not really king, but he's really close. Maybe he's the prince of the mid card. He's done a lot with the MFTs, but he is the leader. So instead of just being the one who talks and they do the action, what better way to elevate him and all the MFTs than to have him and John Cena on John Cena's way out? All of a sudden, the MFTs are up in the vision level as far as one of the top factions.
So let's say this next round slow goes into and Gunther goes over Carmelo. Will it be Solo versus Jay and Gunther versus LA, or will it be Solo versus LA and Gunther versus Jay? I think the Solo versus Jay and Gunther and LA would be a more interesting semifinals round because you have Jay and Solo, but and you have Gunther in LA, like a
Yeah,
good
I
foursome
like
there.
those matchups. I
But
think I like those better.
yes, and if you do that, that would line up your LA beats Gunther, Solo beats Jay, Solo beats LA. Either Solo or LA and it makes sense. If you flip those and have Gunther versus Jay and Solo versus LA, do you have Jay versus Solo in the finals then? Because you can't have Gunther versus Solo. It makes no sense. You can't
No,
have
I
a
was
heel
trying to
and
make that make
heel.
sense in my head too, and I can't put those two in a match right now to make that make sense because Gunther is coming back as the master heel, and Solo, like I said, is the prince of the mid card, and I think that's what I'm gonna keep calling him for a minute.
Is a master heel.
Um, yeah, because I think
Yeah,
that
so I mean that's
cause
something
see,
we look at comes
well,
to the
cause see,
final as well.
Jay is 1-1 versus Gunther. Gunther beat the crap out of him one good time, and then the other time he put Gunther to sleep and won the world title. So saying that Jay could beat Gunther, it's happened before, and it wasn't that much of an underdog thing. So I think you put them on one side of the bracket with Jay figuring out some way. Maybe somebody interferes on behalf of Jay. He has a lot of people that tend to do that. Gunther has a lot of enemies. Weird things can happen on that side. And then I think you get Solo and LA Knight, who have worked together a lot. So that makes a lot more sense. Maybe the MFTs help Solo. That's one thing about this tournament, too. I just realized there's not been that much outside interference. It's been pretty straight up.
Yeah.
Not saying that Solo or Gunther still couldn't do something underhanded because they are the heels, but yeah, I like that. That if that's the way the matchups shake out, I think Jay finds a way to beat Gunther, and Solo is going to beat LA Knight. I hate it for LA Knight, but I don't know. Right now I am very excited for once about I think Solo versus John Cena just could
But
remind us of the
if
Umaga days.
if Gunther loses in this tournament, does that make him look weak to you with them bringing him back? That's another thing we got to worry
See, that's
about.
why I think there's going to be something in it.
Go, please. He
There's
said
going to be
he
some,
don't.
there's going to be something I don't know that gets in his way or derails him. I don't. The bad thing is we're not going to see John Cena again. We're going to see him at Survivor Series and we're going to see
Until
him at Saturday Night Main
yeah.
Event. He's not going to be at any of these other matches. So you can't even say that maybe Cena ends up as a distraction for Gunther. And for people who tried to describe it this way the other day, no, Cena is not even going to appear on video. You're not going to look up at the jumbotron. Let's see where are we at. You're not going to look up at the jumbotron up here and see John Cena with a pre-recorded video or a live shot. No, you're not going to see that guy until those last two dates. He's not even going to appear on screen. So it's just I think that's how it's going to shake out. It's going to be hard for me to like pick otherwise after next week even.
Okay. Well, then, I mean, how much time you got? Because I don't have a thing.
About 8 minutes.
Okay. So let's just go ahead and talk about what the war game matches are, the men and the women. We know in the women it's Io, Rhea,
Yep.
Alexis, Charlotte has joined, and
Yeah.
now AJ Lee. So AJ Lee is joined, and on the other side you have, is it Lash?
Yep. Last legend. She went
Is that her name?
to gosh, she went to school in Cobb County or something. She went to like Alexander. Big volleyball star.
Okay.
She's a local.
You got her, Nia. That's
Naya.
nice. I'm up to yeah, Naya, Asuka, um, what's the other
Kari.
one's name?
Kari Sane.
Yeah, Kari and Becky. Yeah, and Becky Lynch, which is interesting. The now longer champion Becky
All
Lynch.
right.
She
Well,
dropped her
let's derail
title
into that
this
for just
past
like
week. I don't
30
know if you
seconds.
knew.
Let's derail into that, and then we'll jump back into this because I got a question I want to ask you about War Game. Um, what do you think of the Maxine Dupree
Okay.
title win?
Um, I'm okay with it. I feel like they're trying to push her hard. I don't know if she's ready. She's trying. She's trying real hard.
It looked
I'm
way better
interested to
this
see
time
where they go
around
with it.
than
I don't know how.
before. She's really been working.
Yes, she has. She's came a long way. I agree. And these matches, Becky has helped her. I'm interested to see which way they're going to go. We'll just have to see which way they're going to go. I think it's neat. It's a neat thing.
Okay. Well, then my question about War Game. For one, if you're a fan of the old school War Games, go watch Blood and Guts the AEW had last week. It's as close to the originals as you're going to see. That's why you're not going to see as much Blood and Guts in this War Game. It's going to be more WWE style, but they're still going to do some crazy stuff. It's just not going to be as over the top. But in that women's match, do you think somebody from one side could turn to the other? Don't even have to
I
say who it
feel
is.
like Rhea's going. I feel like Rhea's going to turn bad, and it's crazy that Charlotte might have planted the seeds for this.
See, I thought Charlotte was the one that could flip.
It'll be those two. It's going to be one of those two. Um.
So we both agree the face side is going to get screwed on this one.
Yes. Yes. Yeah. And I think it's time for Rhea to go back heel. Charlotte's
The problem is those are
they
the
try
two most popular people in WWE right now. By far, the two most popular are Charlotte and Rhea Ripley.
they tried to bring her back as a heel, and it did
It
not
didn't work.
work.
No.
And I'm wondering, I'm guessing now that she's been a face so long, turning her heel at there would work. So maybe. But I just feel like Shake way more. What if they both turn heel and they form a tag team? Wouldn't that be crazy?
Well, the problem with turning Rhea is what happens with Io because Io is just over the moon, lack of a way to put it, for Rhea. So that it kind of splits that up because Io's not going bad. If she was going to go bad, she'd pop back over with the Kabuki Warriors.
I'm surprised they didn't get Bailey and um
Lyra,
yeah. I just knew that was gonna happen.
I thought, yeah, but they kind of got pushed out of this one.
Yeah. So I don't know. I'm not gonna say who I think wins or loses. It's just I do like that.
Although, spoiler alert, we just
Um
said we think at least one face is going to flip. So, I mean, it kind of tells you where it may go.
yes, yeah. On the men's
What
side,
else?
you have Cody, CM Punk, Roman Reigns, and Jimmy and Jay
Yeah.
going against the returning Brock Lesnar, Logan Paul, Drew McIntyre, and Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed. That's a star-driven
Oh, yeah. If you were
war.
going to say load up the top 10 stars or whatever right now and put them in the same match, this is as close as you're going to get as the people that are
Yes,
just
yes,
running hot.
yes. It
And
is. It is. It is.
I think for sure this, there's some sort of controversy going to be attached to this. As he is frozen again, or maybe I'm frozen again, depending on which one you're
We bo-
watching. There you are.
we both froze, but we could still be heard.
Yeah.
That's all that matters.
Yeah, there's going to be some kind of shenanigans in the men's as well. I don't think it'll go straight up.
I don't think anybody will turn, but yeah, yeah. And we'll talk more about this week, guys, when we talk
Sure.
about actual Survivor Series. Because I have some interesting thing I'm gonna say here.
Yeah, because we got about
Okay,
3 minutes left, and
that's
I
it.
don't. I mean, shout out Ethan Page and Chelsea Green for being one of the most entertaining duos on television right now. But I'm a big fan of both
Chelsea
already.
Green's a superstar, man.
Oh yeah.
Chelsea's a superstar, and she keeps saying she's the greatest champion in that little interview. I don't know. Yeah, you might have missed it, but she was in the
Hmm.
interview. She's a great champion, and Jade walks up and kind of puts herself in there, and Chelsea says her little two and walks away. I don't know if they're going to do with Jade now. If they know what to do with Jade right now, because who's her next opponent going to be?
Who, Chelsea? Oh,
No,
Jade.
Jade's.
I think she gets fed somebody else, Meechin or somebody probably first, and then they'll build up a big feud after Survivor Series.
That's one of the reasons I don't think it's going to be Charlotte, because I feel like Charlotte and Jade could be a nice feud, and you
Yeah.
can't have two heels, and Jade's obviously a heel now.
Or Rhea could go to SmackDown. I mean, we could see that.
I'd like to see Rhea and Jade. That'd be nice.
That's what I think. It's something like that will be the next big feud. But yeah, you're gonna see Nia Jax and Last Legend. They're now a team, so you're gonna see them a lot more doing stuff. And that is a scary team. I don't know how you beat one of them, let
Yes,
alone
it
both.
is. Yes, it is.
But
They're big. They're big chicks.
yeah, but we've reached the end of the show. Thanks to everybody for tuning in to the Backstage Jabronis, where we talk all things WWE. Next week, apparently early next week, we will be talking Survivor Series. But for my tag team partner, Daniel Snyder, I'm Jeremy York. We are the tag team champions of all WWE media, and we are the Backstage Jabronis. We'll see you next week. Deuces, gooses. Go watch WWE.